Join us as we journey through the heart of Alaska, from glacier hikes and wildlife cruises in Seward to whitewater rafting and a helicopter tour glacier landing in Denali, all while soaking in the vibrant colors of fall and the untamed beauty of the last frontier. It all began with a flight from Chicago to Anchorage, the start of something we knew would be unforgettable. After landing, we set off on the road, stopping at Beluga Point. With the mountains as our backdrop, we made our way to Seward, ready for whatever this wild land had to offer. Alaska. Day one, we're in Seward, Alaska. First impressions.
It's amazing. Everywhere you turn around, there is a view.
So we stopped.
Mountains.
So after we landed with the airplane, we stopped at this first lookout, the beluga whale lookout. We saw some beluga whales, well from afar, like far. We saw them peek, through on top of the water, but we didn't. Yeah, like they were going over the water like this. But we didn't make any more stops. No, we're tired. It's been raining, yeah, so we couldn't stop to a lot of places because it keeps raining, and it was raining pretty much the entire time. But we are also exhausted. What are we doing for tomorrow?
We are doing a short hike to exit Glacier, and then we have a major marine life cruise with wildlife and glacier views.
Tomorrow is going to be a full day, but we just wanted to check in here. Day one. So far, so good. Can't wait to see what the rest of the trip holds, and I'm sure you can either. So, yeah, stick around. See ya. Seward greeted us with a crisp air and the promise of adventure. We started the day hiking to exit Glacier. Just walking there felt like stepping into a world frozen in time. Good morning on day 2. We are at the exit glacier this morning, as you saw from the drone footage. This was at the beginning, but now we are going to go to the exit glacier. So hopefully we can get some nice photos, some video maybe. So see you later. We hiked to exit glacier, which is part of the massive Kenai Fjords National Park. It's one of the most accessible glaciers in Alaska, letting us get up close and personal to the ice. The glacier is constantly retreating due to the climate change, and along the trail we saw markers showing where the ice used to be years ago. This glacier flows from the Harding ice field, which is one of the largest ice fields in North America, covering around 700 square miles. Oh no! This is where an actual glacier came through. I mean, there is no ice now. The views were stunning, especially with the contrast between the glacier and the surrounding mountains. Okay, this is crazy. But the real magic happened on the water. We boarded a boat, setting out on a cruise through Kenai Fjords National Park. As we left the harbor, a bald eagle sat perched on a small tree in the harbor waters, watching over the bay. Otters played beside us as we moved through the water. The highlight was getting close to one of the park's glaciers.
We got right up to the glacier's edge and took stunning photos and videos. It was an unforgettable experience seeing the massive wall of ice so close. After the glacier, we continued with the cruise through the cold waters of the fjords. The captain guided us to a spot where we found a group of sea lions basking in the sun on the rocks. They were just relaxing, taking an afternoon nap, completely unbothered by our presence. It was amazing to watch them in their natural habitat, soaking in the warmth. After spending time with the sea lions, we kept our eyes peeled for whales as we continued cruising. Unfortunately, we didn't spot any on this trip, but on the way back, we did see mountain goats up on the rocky cliffs. They were standing so still, it was almost hard to notice them at first, but it was a great way to end the wildlife part of the cruise. The diversity of Alaska's wildlife really made this day special. The road called us and we left Seward, bound for Denali. Along the way, we stopped at Denali Viewpoint South and North. Standing there, looking out over the vast expanse of land, the mountain towering in the distance, it was like we were in another world. The colors of fall were creeping in, painting the landscape with reds and golds, making every turn of the road feel like a scene from a storybook. The next morning, we found ourselves in the heart of Denali National Park. Hiking the Savage River Loop, it was the kind of place where you feel small, yet connected to something so much bigger.
We are doing this loop today because we have the White River rafting later on, Whitewater rafting later on, and we don't want to miss that. So we assume that this is going to be a somewhat short loop, maybe a couple hours tops, with with stopping and taking photos. So, but this is crazy. Just take a look around. We'll be taking plenty of photos and some videos. So here's some more B-roll, and I'll see you guys later.
Afterward, we traded hiking boots for a raft and hit the white waters of Nenana River. The river cuts through the rugged Alaskan landscape, winding through a canyon carved out by glaciers over millions of years. Rafting those icy waters was a thrill, but jumping in...
All right.
Yeah, I actually did that. It was a whole new level of cold. Luckily, the dry suit kept me warm, but floating there, surrounded by the rushing river and towering mountains, I felt like I was part of Alaska itself. That night, we stopped at the 49th State Brewery for dinner, and of course we had to grab a photo with the famous Into the Wild bus. Day 5 brought a different kind of adventure.
So today we have a couple of things. We have the helicopter tour going to the Glacier, which is, we're really looking forward to that. And after that we are planning on doing a hike, if weather permits, because there's some rain in the forecast, but it won't stop us.
Yeah, never did.
It never did, it never will.
We hopped in a helicopter, flying over the mountains to Chena Glacier. Just as we were about to land, we got a distress call. A plane had gone down nearby. Thankfully, everyone was okay, but it reminded us just how wild and unpredictable Alaska can be. Ice over 1,000 feet thick and stretching for miles. Standing on that ancient ice and drinking from its melted streams was like tasting a piece of history.
How was it?
Very good.
I loved it. I loved it. The plane crash was a little scary.
Yeah, it was.
The views were amazing. I mean, this time of year with the changing foliage, oh my god, crazy. But now I think we'll do a pit stop for soup, and then we'll go hiking probably, because it looks like it might rain, so we'll just wait it out. We don't want to get caught in the rain.
It will say it's raining right now, but it's not.
Yeah, it's maybe higher up. But yeah, that was awesome. We just started the Savage Alpine Trail.
5-star recommendation.
It's going to be a 4-mile hike one way, and then once we reach the end of the trail, we'll come back with a bus, with a shuttle to here. Weather is windy, cold. I think we have some rain, some icy rain as well. That's why we're dressed like this. And but we did forget gloves. So yeah, this is the Savage Alpine Trail.
We started the Savage Alpine Trail from the Mountain Vista bus stop, which added a bit of a distance before reaching the main trailhead. From there, we began the steep ascent through the tundra and rocky terrain. The higher we climbed, the more incredible the views became. Here's a few facts about Denali National Park, home to Denali, the tallest peak in North America, at 20,310 feet. The park spans over 6 million acres of untouched wilderness, from lush forests to alpine tundra and snow-covered peaks. It's a sanctuary for wildlife, including grizzly bears, wolves, moose, and Dall sheep, all roaming free in this incredible landscape. The trail gave us a true sense of the scale and beauty of Denali National Park, making it one of the most rewarding parts of the trip. We took the bus back to the car, feeling accomplished and in awe of what we had just experienced. After an unforgettable day hiking and taking in the incredible views of Denali, we wrapped up the evening feeling both exhausted and accomplished. The next morning, we packed up and began our journey north towards Fairbanks, excited for the new adventure that awaited us. Along the way, we experienced more of Alaska's breathtaking landscapes and the changing colors of the fall foliage, which made the drive even more memorable.
So we made it to Fairbanks. We just put in the GPS like downtown Fairbanks. We don't even know where. Well, we didn't come here to explore Fairbanks technically, right? We came to, take a break. Our cabin is like a half hour outside of Fairbanks. So we'll be headed there next. But we just came here to eat some crepes, whatever. At the creperie. Deliciosa. Beautiful. I had Nutella. She had cream cheese or whatever. What did you have?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Never mind. But yeah, so now we're just walking off some calories and then we'll go back to the car.
Fairbanks was quiet, wrapped in the colors of fall, and after a short walk through downtown, we headed to our cabin deep in the woods.
This is our cabin. This is where we'll spend tonight and tomorrow night and tomorrow night. To my left, we have our restroom. It's a dry cabin, which means there's no running water, which we have not done anything similar to that, but we're in the middle of the woods here. Should be a fun experience.
It was a simple place, no running water, but surrounded by trees and silence. Sometimes that's all you need to feel connected to the world around you.
I've been acting like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant, I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom.
Next destination, Chena Hot Springs. Chena Hot Springs is known for its relaxing natural hot springs located about 60 miles northeast of Fairbanks. The hot springs have been a popular spot for over a century, drawing visitors year-round to soak in the mineral-rich waters that supposedly stay around 106 Fahrenheit, even in the freezing winter months.
We just made it to the Chena Hot Springs. Still fairly early, we haven't even had breakfast yet, but we'll explore a little bit around before we jump into the pool and the hot water.
We only spent a couple hours at the Chena Hot Springs, but it was a great way to relax. We soaked in the outdoor mineral pools, enjoying the natural surroundings, and then spent some time in the indoor jacuzzi and pool. It was the perfect break from our busy schedule, offering a mix of outdoor and indoor relaxation.
Always in bloom for
We thought the water is gonna be much hotter, but they do have a fairly cold pool inside. There is a jacuzzi out here, right there in the raised area, and there is the two jacuzzis inside that you saw us earlier. The girl from the front desk came and measured at 104 Fahrenheit, which is pretty hot. Overall, it's a nice place, situated in a nice valley here, you know, at the bottom of these mountains. Plus, the time of year is just amazing. I mean, it's just beautiful. The floor is some fine gravel sediment, so it's not regular cement or asphalt or anything like that. So it's like fine gravel. Feels nice, kind of like massaging the feet. Yeah.
On our way back from Chena, we had a surprising wildlife encounter when a baby moose ran across the road right in front of us. Unfortunately, we didn't stay until night to try spotting the northern lights, but the day was still full of great moments. We stopped in North Pole for some sweet crepes with Nutella at a local creperie run by some fellow Macedonians. After that, we headed back to the cabin to rest up for the journey back to Anchorage the following day. We decided to take a different route south to Anchorage, and even though it was longer, we didn't regret it one bit. We took the road through Delta Junction and Fort Greely, stopping every now and then to enjoy the views.
I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget.
One of the highlights was stopping at the Long Rifle Lodge for lunch, where we also enjoyed the stunning views of the Matanuska Glacier. It was amazing.
Long Rifle Lodge in Chickaloon, Alaska. We go and eat some dinner, and then we move on to Anchorage to board our flight.
Miles on an off day, and your shadow to the coast, past the surf and whitewashed beaches.
From there, the trip to the airport was fairly short. After checking our luggage and boarding the plane, we had a sleepless night and arrived back in Chicago the next morning, bringing our unforgettable Alaskan adventure to an end.
On this moment I depend. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Pink azaleas by your driveway, shade our leisurely goodbyes. In your terry cotton sweater, with your arms sweeping the sky. It was then I had a knowing. You were waving till the bend. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget. I keep this folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget. Folded at the corner so that I could not forget.